What about Marcus? Marcus, sorry. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I'm reading chat. I'm thinking about this and I don't know why I typed Marcus. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why, man. Guys, I was thinking about like the video and shit and what I was talking about, man.
All right, so I'm in the middle of reviewing these new iPhones, which are pretty interesting, but you know, they're new iPhones, so they're iterative. And then Meta, of course, decides to also have an event because it's Techtember and things just don't stop. So I put that down for a second. I fly back out to California, and what Meta has to show me is actually shockingly advanced. Because just 10 months ago, I saw this. I made a whole video about it. These are Meta's Orion AR glasses prototypes, which were super cool and overlaid software onto the world around you. But they could never sell these things because the materials alone cost like 10 grand and they're a bit too cumbersome, and they have a whole separate stick with a computer in it that's nearby, and they overheat and the battery lasts like an hour. It was a cool proof of concept of a bleeding edge technology, but not a real product. Now here we are 10 months later, and they're handing me a finished product with a price tag and a release date. And it's these, the Meta Ray-Ban Display.
Interesting, actually.
Clever name, I know, but it's essentially an updated version of the Meta Ray-Bans, and it's massively better than the Orion prototype. Now, the main difference with these are a monocular display, meaning it's only showing up in one eye, the right eye, and it's fixed slightly lower and to the right of the middle of your vision, but it's still full color, plenty sharp, 42 pixels per degree to be exact, and more than bright enough to be seen outdoors. I tried these things outdoors, gets up to 5,000 nits. So it's like a real life little HUD in the corner of your vision that you can turn on or off at any time. And you still control everything through a neural band on your wrist that uses surface EMG technology to read the electrical impulses going through your arm as you make different gestures that you pretty quickly memorize and can draw discreetly.
Well, that actually makes sense. Yeah, too easy. Yeah.
With pretty good accuracy. You can scroll up, scroll down, select, you can go forward and backward, and even turn up and down volume by pinching in the air and twisting slowly. And as I'm getting to try these, I just keep thinking the rate of improvement is kind of insane.
Okay, fair enough.
For example, the light leak, you might remember from Orion, was very evident. Like you could see clearly when someone was looking at something when they were activated with the Orion glasses. Now, when I pull something up on the display in these, it's basically invisible to the outside world. The light leak is nearly completely gone. Now, of course, this is a much smaller field of view, but it's pretty impressive that from most angles, there is virtually no way to see that I'm looking at something on the screen in these glasses. Even with the perfect angles when the light hits just right, all you can really tell is that these glasses do have a waveguide in them.
Chat, this is gonna go through like a fucking dozens of fucking societary problems. I'm not trying to be negative. Hurdles that we're not thinking about as people move forward, such as always being recording. What I look like I'm recording. Yo, are you recording? Yo, are you looking at this? Yo, are you looking at? These are some of the hurdles that come along the way with a product like this, and it's not because even though it's a good product, also it's a wearable, has to be charged. There's so many hurdles,
I seem
but
to be
it's
looking off to the side a little bit and not directly at you, and that's it. And for the neural band, the controls have gotten even more refined and precise. So back when I tried it 10 months ago, it was pretty good, but you know, the idea of doing text input by just drawing letters in midair with your hand.
Yo, imagine a world, hold on now, where they allow users, that everybody has them, right? They allow users, oh, can we use your information? Can we use the footage? Can you use whatever you see, whatever, for our data gathering? So whatever it's crime or whether it's to improve the software or AI, right? And if you choose the more advanced one, hold on now, they'll pay you money. Imagine where they pay the users to just go around and just do their daily life, but the data and this thing is junk are just sent to the fucking server. Yo, people would do it, and that would be crazy. It'd be the biggest, massive, voluntarily surveillance, because people will, they see money, pay out. Why not, right? Yo, if after 2 weeks of wearing it, you pay for the glasses, and now you're in the profit, and you're paid almost what, a normal salary job just by wearing it. Yo, fuck, people are gonna do all the time.
It was just an idea. Now it's an actual feature And it's maybe the most reliable, quickest method of text input that I've tried with these. It's absolutely insane. I was writing whole sentences, first try, quickly, with no errors. It was nuts. There's also no separate computer puck necessary for these, like there was with the prototype. Everything is self-contained in the glasses, which are admittedly definitely kind of thick, you know, a little less crazy than the Orions, but you can still tell there's some stuff going on with these if I walk by wearing them. And they weigh.
Imagine the possible anti-crime information gathering. You think about any intersection, it pinpoints where the crime happened, and they take this intersection, right? Everybody who was in the area that had the glasses on sends them an email. Oh, yo, dude, can we get your data on this? Or can we get whatever, right? Boom, because they know what they're at. This triangulation with the fucking cell towers and shit like that, right? And then they can add you further information, and then through all the different lenses, through all the different perspectives, they can fucking see everything. You'll be able to, bro, that's crazy shit all the time,
grams.
No?
Nice.
This is like a revolution.
As a non-glasses wearer, they are a little bit heavy. Like they're just heavy enough to not forget that I'm wearing them, but they're not super cumbersome, in my opinion. And of course, you cannot underestimate how much aesthetics matter if you're gonna be wearing this
China sent the boat.
Face. Like there needs to be some element of fashion.
Nice.
And I think they look better in person than they do on camera. And there's also two colors, either black or sand. And they actually come with a matching colored neural band, black or sand as well. Oh, and the charging case. The charging case is also pure genius. It can either hold the glasses inside, or you take them out and it folds down flat in like 2 seconds and still has enough room for 4 more charges of battery. This did not get enough attention for how awesome it was because it came in the middle of a keynote that was kind of an
head. Hey xQc, I hope you're having a great stream.
Oh, hold on. What was that?
absolute for how awesome it was because it came in the middle of a keynote that was kind of an absolute disaster in so many other ways, but I'm impressed with the charging case. Now, here's the thing. These Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses have been out for like 4 years now, and they have been a hit, actually. They let you talk to Meta's AI and send messages with your voice and listen to music. But I'm fairly confident that the #1 use of these by far is to use the built-in cameras to record POV videos. So the real question you might be asking is,
Bro.
all right, Marquez, what does...
Bro, this is the future of live streaming. I'm saying it ahead of time. Yo, maybe we're like 8 years too early. This is the future, and it's not even close either. Once you get a good camera, it's stabilized, it's all whatever, right? Camera has good longevity, it doesn't overheat, even though it has to do a lot of battery shit. Whatever. This is the future.
Does adding a display into the glasses actually get you? And
Because it is a first step back from people turtling when being interacted with when you have a camera with you. Let me cook on this. When you interact with somebody in real life and you have a camera, right? They turtle. Back in the days, they used to not, way back. And as we're progressing now to today's world, now everybody turtles because everybody's doing this shit because of TikTok, fucking clips, whatever mother. But now this goes backwards now because think about it. If oh dude, you can't tell somebody has the glasses because now there's too many models of the glasses. People can't tell you're recording. They interact normally. People that don't know about it first, right? Because people won't know about this for a long time. I mean, as it becomes, right, like boomers and shit like that. And back to normality, back to actually being able to interact normally.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm just
glad
saying,
you
for
asked,
live content anyway.
because I have the answers now. So #1, first and foremost, you can obviously see the UI of the glasses instead of just relying entirely on voice commands. So if you want to do something in the UI with the gestures and never speak a word out loud, that's advantage #1 to having a screen. #2 is you can actually see the viewfinder of the camera now, so you can be very sure of exactly what you're capturing, and you can review pictures and videos after you've taken them. That's also pretty useful. #3, messaging and even video calls on your glasses are pretty sick. So if you're in a video call, you can see the person you're talking to, and the person on the other end just sees a feed from your forward-facing camera, just straight POV. Then #4, maps, which I think are pretty killer. I've talked about this with Google Glass. If you go to navigate somewhere, you can open up the maps and then get turn-by-turn directions and a rotating map that tracks with your head to match the direction you're facing.
I actually like that.
To someone like me with a terrible sense of direction is so clutch. And then #5 is subtitling basically anything.
Yo. For driving, for driving, maps and shit like that. For tasks, you gotta do whatever. You keep the tasks there. Keep. That's kind of dank.
You want in the real world. It
Live
uses the beamformer microphone
HOD.
to specifically listen to whatever's in front of you and then put that live text
Hunger bar?
on the HUD of exactly
Sleep
what
bar?
they're saying. And it works pretty quickly. And if that speech is in another language, it should be able to live translate everything for you to understand what they're saying.
It's gonna see my willy when I go pee.
So clutch. And this is all being wrapped into a real product.
One more
that you can
pause.
buy.
Yo, you buy this fucking you know people have these thing to drink like the fucking cups or whatever the fuck, right? To drink water. The sensor knows how much there is when you start your day, right? And you start your day and you have a thirst bar, right? And as you drink it, it knows how much you're keeping up with. Oh, dude, your thirst bar is getting low. Beep, 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 beep. But you drink it, it tracks how much you're drinking, and how much your thirst bar is going back up, just like fucking Minecraft. You drink some water, eat it, hunger bar, thirst bar, sleep bar. Yo, dude, listen, man, you've been 16 hours without sleep. You're hitting low on the thing. Your sleep cycle that we've been tracking, it's going bad. Boom.
Buy this year with a real price tag that is $800, which, yeah, it's expensive. It's the price of a whole phone, but it's actually a little bit less expensive than I maybe would have guessed before actually hearing that. I wouldn't be surprised if Meta's actually losing money on the hardware here in an effort to just get them out and get them into people's hands. But that also conveniently brings us to maybe the biggest downside of this particular product, which is that it is Meta. And that's not a disaster. I mean, obviously people already like the Meta Ray-Bans already, but it also does mean you still will have the privacy questions of exactly what data is being collected and what they do with it. And then the other thing, I don't know if you noticed, but every app that you use on these glasses is strictly first-party stuff. Like messaging with your friends, that's WhatsApp. Video calls on the glasses, that's also WhatsApp. That's not Google Maps. It's their own mapping service, which I can guarantee won't have the best real-time traffic info or ratings like Google Maps has. And they'll even let you scroll through Instagram Reels because Meta owns Instagram. The only exception I saw to this rule was the music playback was done through a partnership.
Guys, I'm assuming is that you're trying to develop this at least in-house for now, so that they could. It's just a way for them to make it work, whatever. And it'll probably fix the fucking third-party shit later on. There's no point fucking making this all adaptable when there's no fucking use case or market for this shit. Like, you're just trying to make it work. They're trying to make it so that it just fucking works.
Spotify. But as of right now, or at launch, there is no app store for these. It's coming, allegedly, but not yet. But overall, though, I just can't help but be super impressed with how quickly they have been moving forward with this. Like I said, less than a year ago was that crazy prototype with the separate computer and the $10,000 bill of sale.
You're driving, you turn left in 50, boom, you get hit with a fucking Taco Bell ad, bam, fucking ram a whole fucking car.
And now here we are. It's moving so quickly. And I know we're expecting other entries into the smart glasses space probably within the next couple months.
Somebody else's joke, but still though.
And from Google and maybe some others. But as of right now, these are the best smart glasses that I've tried, hands down. And you know, the sad thing is you wouldn't really get that from the presentation at all. The keynote was so brutal, mainly because so many of the live demos that they tried went about as poorly as they possibly could have. I mean, I watched it live. If you get to watch that back, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's unfortunate because the product is so cool, and I gotta give them props for.
Let me guess. They tried this a bunch of times. It worked in-house. It worked whatever. But they didn't think, what is it going to work the same with that many people in the room with all their cell phone devices fucking up the airways? It probably caused them some interference and it fucked with their shit.
Trying to do real demos instead of faking everything, I guess.
100%.
But yeah, this isn't going to be convincing anyone.
What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients, so now grate a pear to add to the sauce.
Apparently it was a DDoS.
What do I do first?
Apparently it was a DDoS from too many devices. Isn't that what I just said?
You've already combined the base ingredients, so now grate the pear and gently combine it with the base sauce.
All right, I think the Wi-Fi might be messed up.
Pause WhatsApp video call.
There we go. Uh-oh. Well, let's see what happened there. That's too bad. I don't know what happened. The irony of the whole thing is that you spend years making technology and then the Wi-Fi at the day
Chat, maybe this is an L for Meta overall or a half L, whatever. This is a W for Mark because he's chat. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I love Mark. He's been trying to be humanized for fucking like more than a decade at this point. And this makes him look more human, and him failing on stage is actually something that he probably, maybe he was embarrassed by this. This helps him out a lot in that sense.
Patches do.
So, yeah, there's a distinct lack of good videos of people using this tech and these headsets right now. But I'm predicting that when these actually do come out in a few weeks, that we're gonna see a pretty significant wave of all this new content of the cool stuff people get to do with this, from the live captioning to the maps to the AI stuff that it's capable of all at once. People are just going to start flooding the internet with content about it. But yeah, seeing how fast these improved really actually, for the first time in a while, it got me thinking about if it could bring us closer to a post-smartphone world, which is obviously still super far away. These still need a smartphone to connect to work. But, you know, imagine a world where you're walking around on a seat.
It wouldn't matter. If you had a computing unit, you could have it anywhere. It could be, yeah, you could have it be a phone. It could be just a small fucking little tablet, little brick you have in your backpack, in your pocket, whatever. And even though it does nothing and you have to charge it, it does everything for it. It does everything for your watch, for your fucking headphones, for your glasses. That's how it could be. You could start offloading a lot of the load from the fucking central unit, which is the phone, on the other shit. On the other shit, you know what I'm saying?
Scenic hike and you see a cool scene.
The bracelets.
And instead of taking your phone out and putting a computer between you and the scene, you just, you know, snap the picture on your glasses and just appreciate it. Seems nice, right? Then again, would you rather be talking to someone and see them check their phone or their smartwatch real quick and it's kind of rude, but then they're over it? Or you're talking to someone who's maybe wearing some glasses like this, and every once in a while they just kind of glance down and to the right a little bit while they're talking to you, and it's subtle, but you don't know if they're actually paying attention to you or not. Something to think about. Anyway.
But then though, you go on a date with somebody who's wearing this shit, right? And you do a fucking full VOD review. You do a full VOD review of the date, see what you're looking, see if you're interested. They're running this shit through AI, right? AI, run my date through VOD review, see what we could have done better. See whatever, look at the signs and see maybe what they like based on what their body language. Boom! It says, well, while you were talking about this topic, they were looking there, they were looking distracted. They don't like that. They were like, do this next time. You get AI, shit's gonna fucking, this dystopian as fuck. And then you become a robot you become a result-based robot. You only do things based off of the result of what is actually happening, not because of something you want to do. And then you put both parties in a result-based world. Now you're removing all the humanity. You're having both people only do things that other people that they think that they like, and nobody's actually doing things that they actually want to, and who they actually are.
This is just clanker propaganda.
Thanks for watching. Catch you very soon in the next one. Peace.
Dude, yeah, yes, my analysis was a little bit maybe hyperbolic, but I gotta be honest with you, I think I'm pretty spot on with where that's going though. Like, it has to be. Like, dude, you meet somebody new, you got a party, you can literally run this shit through AI, like, easily. And even if the AI is not good now, it can use all the user fucking data and all the things that they're voluntarily giving it to train the model to become better at making improve in social scenarios. And now you have a bunch of drones. Everybody's gonna be fucking drones. It's just drones. I actually fear that it's possible where because it's too good, people they have to do it. People only
xQc
do
VOD review your bang session,
and say the things that they think people will like.
Don't care.
Because the first people to use this will be ahead of the curve in that way, and they will kind of dominate that part of the social world because people won't be able to really tell. Weird. At this point, just fucking do Neuralink at
Can
this
you
point.
fuck with it?
Nobody cares if you can fuck with it. The real question is, can you fuck it though?
What the hell is that on your head? Did someone piss in the color mixture or something? Shit looks so bad. You're pushing 40 pal and you're still dyeing your
I
hair.
opened up Apple TV, and it was like this window right here, Jordan. And as he started to move, the window went away with the subway tile. You can't use windows if you're in if there's a lot of kinetic movement. And I imagine it works in an airplane because the airplane is so steady, but this is a subway and it's bouncing.
Time for everything goat.
That product was fucking moronic. I cannot believe that Apple, bro. I understand the price of some use cases for this. Dude, you can probably count on both your hands the total people in the world that actually can use, and this is like something useful for their job and what they do. Bro, there's no way. There's no use case for this. Who uses this shit?
So I gotta wait till we get there.
1G.
Yes, you've done it.
Thank you. The butterfly's eating my donut.
Why is he watching this? That trips me. Chat, why did he decide to start watching Jurassic Park at the fucking checkout line? I don't get it. Why is he watching this? That trips me.
25 months xQcl.
The concept for this video was to run
Holy
New York City
shit.
wearing these, because I thought that would be funny. I think it was funny. But something happened. Something happened today that was completely unexpected. And that something I don't think anyone else has really touched on. None of the reviews I've seen or read,
That's fucking
none of them
stupid.
really
Is that you look
put to
fucking
words
brain
what I
dead?
experienced. So when you take
Chat, are they still saying this shit or not?
Lone predator. Target acquired.
What?
Lone predator. Target acquired.
What?
New target.
Same reaction. LOL, LOL, LOL,
Okay.
LOL, LOL, LOL.
Amplifying white
I
noise.
just got all my shit out of the basket.
New update from Mind of Jason. 0 sleep tokens.
When each soldier drafts, they receive the spirit of the IDF.
Lone predator.
Zero sleep tokens. Jesus, that's crazy.
And this changes when you're fully immersed in an experience, sending a clear signal to those around you that you can't see them at the moment. But even if you are fully immersed, Apple Vision Pro helps you stay connected to those around you. When someone is nearby, they will appear in your view.
That's Black Mirror type
And
shit.
Vision Pro will simultaneously reveal your eyes to them.
Imagine you're
The
juicing
spatial
up
experiences of
and
Vision
your
Pro
mom blends
seamlessly
in.
blend the digital and physical worlds. And this changes.
True though. True though.
Yesterday, the world got its first look at the most innovative, most exciting, and most dystopian tech product of 2025. The $799 Ray-Ban sunglasses
not bad,
that lets
actually.
you live life like a fighter pilot with a full-color heads-up display. And not only that, but it can practically read your mind thanks to this thing called the Meta Neural Band, which is a bracelet that measures movement before it's even visually perceptible. A product this terrifying could only be conceived by one man, Mark Zuckerberg, who demoed them at MetaConnect 2025. The presentation was truly impressive at times, but not everything went according to plan. Actually, that's an understatement. This could go down in history as one of the biggest live demo fails since Elon tried to demo the bulletproof glass of the Cybertruck.
Oh my fucking god. Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
In today's video, we'll look at the incredible tech behind Meta's new half-baked
Classic,
Ray-Ban and
yeah.
find out what it'll be like to interact with fellow humans in the future. It is September 18th, 2025, and you're watching The Code Report. When Meta released its AI smart glasses last year, the first thing people did was develop an app to dox people in real time by connecting its real-time video feed to facial recognition software. This has allowed men to optimize the way they talk to women by knowing all their personal details in advance. That's awesome, but these new Meta Ray-Ban display glasses represent a breakthrough in 3 key areas. First, it has a full-color, high-resolution 600 by 600 pixel display positioned in the right lens. The display is translucent and doesn't obstruct the wearer's natural vision. That means when your parents call you in for an important conversation to get a job and move out of their basement, you can maintain eye contact while still getting all of your important Instagram notifications. The second innovation in these new Ray-Bans is just the sheer amount of AI slot packed into the device. They're much bulkier than regular Wayfarers, but have a 6-hour battery life and allow you to do things like translate conversations in real time to any language. They can recognize images in the real world and also respond with new images generated by AI. One real-world use case for this feature is that it could turn any modern wife into a trad wife by leveling up her cooking skills. At Meta Connect, they attempted to live demo it cooking, but it failed hard.
What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients, so now grate a pear to add to the sauce.
What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients, so now grate the pear and gently combine it with the base sauce.
All right, I think the Wi-Fi might be messed up. Sorry, back to you, Mark.
It's all good. You know what? It's all good.
They tried to play it off as a Wi-Fi problem, but clearly the problem is that the AI here just isn't very intelligent. The third and most impressive innovation, though, is the Meta Neural Band, a wristband that comes with every pair of display glasses. It uses electromyography technology to sense tiny electrical signals in your wrist that correspond to the way you move your hands. This thing can actually detect...
They're innovating in multiple ways at the same time. I mean, even if the products don't succeed automatically, some of these technologies, some of these devices will have other use cases, and something is going to hit. Like they're spreading themselves pretty wide, and I don't
how
mind
your hands are going to move before the movement even happens. It completely replaces old-fashioned touchscreens on antique devices like the iPhone, because everything can now be controlled with subtle finger movements. What's most impressive is that it works universally on all humans without calibration, the only exception being humans with no arms. That amazing feat was achieved by testing it on over 200,000 participants, but is this approach actually intuitive from a UI UX perspective?
I don't know about you. When I watch TV...
Oh, we had I accidentally exited. That's my fault. That's my fault.
It's all good.
Okay, we're good now.
It's really live.
As you can see, even
like
Meta employees seem to struggle using it. But despite these live demo failures, you have to give Meta some credit for having the balls to demo it live. It's a refreshing change from the over-glamorous Apple-style announcements. But Meta probably could have shipped a more stable product if they ran their CI/CD pipelines with Blacksmith, the sponsor of today's video. It's a drop-in replacement for GitHub runners.
The product I have in mind is worth $1 trillion, but it's too Gooner advanced for people to really give it what it the validity that it has. People won't really hear me out on it. You know what I'm saying?